Okay, change of pace. If you are the type of person who's obsessed with true crime shows and podcasts, we've got just the experience for you. Michelle braved the new Mind of a Serial Killer exhibit in Chelsea to meet up with somebody who made contact with one of the real killers firsthand.
You spoke to the son of Sam?
Yes.
Tell me this story.
Well, you have to understand that back in the mid to late 70s, New York City was terrorized, absolutely terrorized. This person was attacking people at random, predominantly women that had long brown hair. So many women began to just cut their hair. Others dyed their hair. But the city was on alert. One day I was in the newsroom, I answered the phone, and this voice, it was like a low voice, like he was trying to hide his actual sound, said, "You got to stop talking about me like that." I said, "Excuse me?" So you got to stop talking about me like that. I said, "Who's this?" "You know who this is." And
Did you know who it was?
No, I didn't know who it was. I had
like you're like son of Sam.
I had a suspicion, but you got a lot of fake calls.
Right.
And I said, "Well, what did we say about you?" He says, "You talked about my mother. You said terrible things about my mother." And so now I'm beginning to believe who it is. Back in those days, we didn't have the ability to record a phone call. So I'm writing whatever I can, and he's like just a fire hose, just spewing things out. I'm just writing disconnected fragments. And then eventually he hung up, and I went to the news director, said, "You're not going to believe this, but..." They called the police. The police came in, put me in a room, interviewed me, asked if they could see my notes. I said, "Sure, here they are." I said, "Okay, thank you." And they got up to leave. I said, "Wait a minute."
That's it.
Was it he or was it not? It was. How do you know? He said something to you that we have not released. I said, "What was that?" "We're not telling you."
Oh my gosh.
And not only that, he never gave me back my notes. So to this day, I don't know what it was.
And the notes should be in this room in one of these cases.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Okay. Well, so you're the perfect person to take us through this Mind of a Serial Killer exhibit.
In my opinion, the Ted Bundy room is the most important room. And the reason why is what you learn in this room can save your life.
Really?
He had a Volkswagen Beetle, and he would drive around.
So creepy,
Now, do you see that seat over there?
Yes.
Why did he take it out?
I don't want to say.
He took it out because that's how he transported his victims.
That's
By having them laying down on the ground, other people wouldn't see it. Bundy had two ways of getting his victims. One is he'd pretend that he needed help. He would wear a cast on his arm, or he'd be on a crutch. And he'd ask a young lady, "Can you just help me into the car?" And as she bent over, he knocked her out.
Oh my God.
Pushed her in the car. After I saw this room, and it reminded me of how Bundy operated, I went home and told my wife, and I called my two daughters and said, "Look, it's nice to be a nice person and help people, but you know what? You got to be rude. Some man asked you to come look or help or carry."
Near their car? No.
Even if he looks helpless, even if he has a cast, because he made that cast. His hand was perfectly fine. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
Well, Alan, being here has given me the creeps, but hanging out with you has been lovely. If you do want to check this out, mindofaserialkillerexpo.com is where you get your tickets. Thanks. You were really fun to do this with.
Michelle's brave. I don't know if I could handle that. But there's also a VR experience where you actually become the lead detective to step into the crime scene and help solve the case of a real-time murder. So definitely get down there if you dare and you're into that kind of thing.